Shalom. First off, I want to start by saying all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Crocodiles. All praises to the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. Ba'ashem, meaning in the name. Yahushai is the true name of the only begotten Son. I also want to say double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, and peace and mercy to hope elect. Preaching his word in truth and sincerity, risking your life and freedom to do so. My brother Tazabah in the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, Lord Well, with another video to edify. And I got two videos I want to highlight. Full disclosure, none of these videos, I do not own the rights to any of this video I'm going to be using. I also do not make any monetary gain from playing any one of these videos that I will be playing. This is strictly for educational purposes, So Lord well, they don't strike this video and try to take it down. But a second. So without further ado, here you go.
Migrants were encountered at the U.S.-Mexico border in March. It is a record-breaking number.
New numbers released today detail an all-time high for unaccompanied children seeking asylum, almost 19,000. Team 12's Adriana Loya breaks down the numbers and tells us what could be causing the increase.
Thursday, more than 90 migrants seeking asylum apprehended by Yuma Border Patrol agents. Wednesday morning, over 130 individuals encountered by Tucson agents near San Miguel. An apprehension trend that reached an ultimate high in March, with over 172,000 migrants detained along the U.S.-Mexico border. That's a 71% increase from February.
This is the highest monthly number that we've seen since March of 2001.
Jessica Bolger is an associate policy analyst at the Migration Policy Institute. She says the high number can be a result of multiple factors, but it's slightly flawed.
It doesn't count the number of individuals.
Of the 172,000, Customs and Border Protection says 103,000 were expelled under Title 42, a health order established by the Trump administration as a result of COVID-19. 28% of those had been previously expelled from the U.S. under the same authority. The agency said these expulsions represent 60% of the total encounters for March, many who had tried crossing once or twice. Bolger says this authority delayed prospective migrants during the pandemic in 2020 rather than deterred them. So they are crossing now.
To some degree, a release of pent-up demand of people who wanted to migrate, but weren't as able to while there were more restrictions in place.
In February, the Biden administration exempted unaccompanied minors from expulsion, allowing them to stay and seek asylum. As a result, March saw a record-breaking number of children arriving alone, almost 19,000. Currently, more than 20,000 are in the hands of the federal government. Bolger says the current surge cannot be seen in isolation, as migrants tend to journey north from.
Now, you see, all in this video, they never once touched on why, so-called Latinos and those of, Latin American descent, they never touch, they never touch on why they're coming all the way up, leaving all that they know, coming with nothing in their goddamn hands but the clothes on their backs, maybe a few dollars in their pocket. They're not touching on why somebody would be compelled to do that. Now, I remember last year when it was going through this, right, or the year before, they started hitting on these points, right? So here's another video, and
This country, even though we have
rights to any of this video, I'm only going to play very little bit of it, and Lord willing, this is edifying.
I think that if women and children are appearing at the United States-Mexico border, we can pretty much surmise that there's no place left for them to go.
The sounds you just heard have come to signify one of the darkest moments in recent American history. But it's a story that has roots that go back almost 40 years. The Central American immigrant population in the United States has increased more than tenfold since 1980, in no small part because of U.S. intervention in that region. Central American
because of U.S. intervention in that region. And if you watch these videos, and Lord, well, I'll put them in the description. they start going into how the U.S. Funded all these random ass militias that ended up going batshit crazy because let me get this. This is Proverbs 12:26. It says, "The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way the wicked seduces them." So they learned Esau's ways, right? They learned all these military tactics, how to destabilize something. There's a reason why you have cartels that are able just to beat down whole militaries, you know, because Esau's taught them these tricks of his trade, his devilish ways, and now what? Jake is out there fucking wilding, being all out demons, you know. And Israel, going when I'm speaking of Israel, I'm speaking of the all the tribes are fucked up, but the Northern Kingdom, man, going back into history, when you go into the scriptures, the Northern Kingdom was always doing some wicked shit, you know. You can't finger point really one righteous king that came out of the northern tribes, man. It was all going the fuck off. Hardcore, man. So Jake is down there now fucking shit up because Esau rolled in there to stabilize the entire region, took all the resources. When you go into the Dole Fruit Company, let me pull up a picture for you. So when you go into the Dole Fruit Company, the way they got Dole, the Dole Fruit Company started off in South America. And the way they got it was through military means, man. Because what? They set up proxy, they had a destabilization by setting up all these little militias. They moved their own person in, right? They moved up their own puppet representative into those countries, then gave all the farming rights over to American companies. You know, so this devil's been out here just fully decimating, the Northern Kingdom and the Central and Southern Americas, right? They've been full out decimating them, and now Jake is just all out fucked up down there. So they're trying to rush to America because they're looking at it like they have no other fucking option, man. So I wanted to get a few scriptures to speak on this, man. I wanted to get it just a few, and this ain't gonna be a long one. This is Revelation 6. Get it on the scriptures for you. Revelation 6:4. It says, and there went out another red horse. And what does that red horse represent? Edomites, right? Because what? When you go back to Esau, Edom is Ishashua, right? Means what? Red. And that's who Esau is, man. He's not white. He's not olive. He's a different shade of red, right? It says, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. So the Lord gave his devil power to take peace from the earth. You know? It says, in that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And that's what's happening, man. Jake is down there killing one another because this devil gave him a great sword. And what did he do? He flew the weapons down there and told them niggas to fight. And now those people got power. They got an influence in the region. You know, they're making money off of the human traffic trade. So what? They're just fully immersed. And Jake down there in the Southern Americas, man, they fucking worship any goddamn God. They have no fucking moral compass. This is why the scriptures tell you we're going to purge out the fucking rebels, man. It makes no sense it makes no sense when you think about this, that in South America, it's like a fucking paradise. You know, the amount of fruits at the elevation that it is, the amount of fruits, the amount of substance that grows, you know, it makes no sense that these people would have to leave all that. You telling me that if you watch that second video a little longer, and I saw another one where a woman was like, you know what, I don't want to live here anymore. She said she was tired of being poor. She said, I don't want to eat tortillas all day and salt for every meal. That's what she said. Tortillas and salt for every meal. So what? They run their ass up here because they have a hope that maybe they can go back into the land that was fucking theirs in the first place because this devil stole everything from them. You know, this is why the Lord is going to come back and start sending out fucking mass judgment. You know, this is Habakkuk 2, and I started 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. And whose soul is lifted up? Who is the man in the world that's put on a fucking pedestal, man? And forgive my language, man, because this pisses me off. You telling me in a beautiful place like Mexico and South America, you know, Guatemala, you know, all those South American countries, man. You talking about the Panama Canal, all that, man. You telling me people are living in tropical environments like that? Just, you know, people would sit here and spend their lives just a vacation there. And you telling me that these people feel the need because it's so bad to fucking travel hundreds and thousands of miles just to get up to the U.S., knowing damn well that they can just as well be sent fucking away? And they're still doing it? It's because this devil's had his foot in the fucking earth messing shit up, man. Let me, I gotta get this, man. Let me get this. This is Ezekiel 32 and 2. It says, Son of man, take up a lamentation for Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and say, thou art like a young lion of the nations, and thou art as a well in the sea. Right? And when you go back to Revelation, I believe it's the 15th chapter, it tells you that the waters which thou sawest are nations, peoples, and kindreds and tongues. So those waters, those seas that it's talking about in this one, it's talking about the nations, man. It says, and thou camest forth with thy rivers, and thou what is his rivers, man? His flow of trafficking, man. What does he do? He traffics drugs throughout the earth, man. Why do you think there's so much turmoil down there, South America, man? What's the biggest business coming out of there? Drug trafficking, man. It says, thou camest forth with thy rivers, and thou and troublest the waters with thy feet. Thou foulest their rivers. You see? This devil, when he puts his foot on the earth, man, there's trouble that comes with it, man. So back in Habakkuk 2 and 4, it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yeah, because he transgresses by wine, which is his philosophies. Through this devil's thought process, what he believes to be right and wrong, he causes transgression to go forth, man. It says he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, right? Who enlarging his desire is hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. You see, and that's what's happened. This is why Jake is risking it all just to get up here and have their families fucking ripped apart. Because this devil has been down there as death and hell, messing everything up for him. You know? This is what happens when he gets his foot on something. But Jake trusts in this fucking devil, man. This is Proverbs 30 and 21. Proverbs 30 and 21. It says, for 3 things the earth is disquieted. Right? The earth is, the earth can be a full-on peace, but for 3 things, this is what's disquieted. It says in the 4th, which I cannot bear, it says, for a servant that beareth rule, for a servant when he reigneth. And who is a servant? Right? This is going back to Genesis, the 25th chapter. Right? Let me get that. Who's the real servant of this fucking earth? All the heathen are really servants. Genesis 25 and 33, it says Jacob, it says in Jacob's word. No. 25 and 23, it says, Genesis 25 and I started 22, and the children struggled together in her, and she said, "If it be so, why am I thus?" And he said, and she went and inquired and went to inquire of Yahweh, and Yahweh said unto her, "Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels." So when Rebecca, right, when she was pregnant with Jacob and Esau, right, we were fighting the fucking womb, man. And the Lord told him two manner of people, two different nations are going to come from that. It says, and the one shall be stronger than the other. And who's stronger? You know, when you talk about physical strength, mental strength, who's stronger? It's not the so-called white man. This devil, if he loses enough money, he's jumping out of any building he could find. He's putting a damn barrel in his mouth. Jake is used to being destitute. If Jake loses it all, man, he gonna find another way to make it happen, man. They'll find another way to bear it. You know? We're physically stronger, man. This is why we're at the top of every athletic advancement. Every combat sport, Jake is ruling it. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. It says, and the one shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. And who came out first? Esau. Because it said Jacob's hand held fast the heel of Esau. So Esau was coming out, and Jake was, Judah, basically, the Israelites, the chosen line was holding the heel of the wicked, which is Esau Edom. So he's the servant, right? Because he shall serve the younger. Let's go back to Habakkuk 2:5. It says, no, not Habakkuk. What was we at? We was at Proverbs 30 and 21. Proverbs 30 and 21. It says, for three things the earth is disquieted, and for four it cannot bear the servant. For a servant when he reigneth, and a fool when he is filled with meat. And this devil is a damn fool. And he's filled with meat. He's filled with all the substance of the earth. The scriptures tell you, waters of a full cup are wrung out to him. Right? So this is why the earth is disquieted. This is why Jake is coming up here. Because this devil, the so-called white man, has had his fucking hand in the earth, going down and fucking up everything, man. This is why. Don't trust this damn devil shit. Shalom.